Spectrum Generations. Live healthy, live well. Get answers, get connected. Spectrum Generations, specializing in the art of aging.
Life should be celebrated. It's a special day when family and friends gather together to celebrate the life of a loved one. A celebration of life helps us honor our loved one and keep our memories alive. Whether you're planning a traditional funeral, a creative celebration of life, or a blend of both, at Knowlton Hewins Roberts, we are truly committed to meet the personal and unique needs of you and your family. Knowlton Hewins Roberts. Visit us online or visit our 2 locations in Augusta and Winthrop.
Thanks for coming back. I'm Dott Freeman from Spectrum Generations. This is Mature Lifestyle, and today we're talking with Dwayne Hubert and Lynette Miller of the Maine Emergency Management Agency, and this is a good bag, G-O-O-D, which stands for Get Out of Dodge. And when it comes to emergency management, this is an important thing to have, a good bag. And what you're going to see here on the table are items, all of these, because we just took them out, all of these fit into this bag. And I'm going to ask Dwayne and Lynette to help me go through these items and why they're important for you to have at home and also in your car. So Lynette, start with me right here. First of all is the...
That is a home first aid kit, which is really item number 1 to have for every day, especially if you have visitors or friends or of the young variety that like to fall down and scrape their knees. A basic first aid kit. And
so a family should have 2 of these. One that they use at home,
right,
and one that goes in the good bag.
Right.
All right. And here we have slacks and socks, and these can be kept in a resealable bag. Why are these important to have?
If you have to leave your home in a hurry, in a fire, in a flood, in some other disaster, you want to have a little extra clothing, and utilitarian clothing, good sturdy socks and so forth. So we recommend that you keep some tucked away in your bag.
All right. And this looks like kind of a kit bag that you might take to the gym, but it's got a hairbrush, deodorant, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, comb, and a terry cloth towel.
Again, just basic personal care items that you would want to have with you if you had to suddenly leave your home.
And here we have a can opener and some canned Vienna sausage and baked beans and some soup. Some of these have pop-top cans, but it's good to have a can opener as well.
Absolutely. Cans and can openers go together, and non-perishable foods is what we're looking at, and always think about things your family actually will eat when you're
Although in an
thinking of what to put
emergency,
in
I'll
your
bet
bag.
people don't get too picky, do they?
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. How important?
Very important. Hydration, especially under stress, and when you don't know the situation you're going to be going into, very important.
All right. And we always, always, always want to have a trusty
flashlight
and batteries.
And batteries, although you may look into emergency flashlights that have a crank and don't need batteries.
Sure. And there are some of those that also can be used to recharge a cell phone even.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that will have a marine band
radio.
so that you can get radio.
Yes.
Sure. Gloves. What a great idea.
Yes, especially you don't know what kind of a situation you might be facing. You might actually have to do a little bit of work around your home in an emergency, but also those are also good warm gloves, even if you don't have to drag a tree limb out of your road or anything like that.
Sure, or broken glass to protect yourself against cuts. We have bath tissue and the antibacterial Purell, Germex, whatever. That's always a very good idea. And we have a handy dandy AM/FM weather radio, and someone has very, very smartly scotch taped batteries next to it.
Right.
This is preparedness.
Absolutely. Again, information is the most valuable thing to you in any kind of an emergency, and a NOAA weather radio will allow you to get weather forecasts and warnings directly from the National Weather Service. And again, this model that we have here is a battery model. You can also get them that crank up, so you don't need to worry about the batteries.
Sure. Now, this is a special item, and it's Velcroed together, but what this is a...
That is a blanket. Emergency blanket would be excellent for use in your car if you were trapped in your car, or in any kind of situation. Again, if you were away from your home, had to go to an emergency shelter, but that's a wonderful little thing that folds up neatly but is really a nice warm blanket.
Okay, so make a good bag. And these make a wonderful gift, don't they, Dwayne?
They do, excellent. In fact, that's exactly what I'm using for stocking stuffers in my daughter's stockings this year, items in a go bag.
Sure, these are graduation gifts and birthday, holidays, no matter what the case. This says, I care in a very real way.
Absolutely. So if you have a birthday coming up, ask your family for a NOAA weather radio.
Absolutely, absolutely. When we talk about home preparedness, our schools have plans, businesses need to have preparedness plans, and one statistic that I found very, very disturbing is that after a natural disaster, 1 in 4 businesses affected by that disaster will never reopen. That is a terrifying thought,
yes,
that we could lose 25% of our businesses as a result of a disaster.
That's exactly right. And not only do businesses have a responsibility to ensure that their employees are taken care of in times of disaster by having a plan for where they need to go outside the building or beyond if they can't stay in the area, but also for the business itself so that they can continue operations and recover as quickly as possible after the disaster has passed.
Now, how do businesses, where can businesses go to get help with creating a business preparedness plan?
There's lots of various websites that they can visit. One in which that we're going to promote today is maineprepares.com because we'll have information for business preparedness continuity, or we'll have links to other sites that they can go to.
And this month you have a very large conference coming up.
Yes, we do. On April 28th and 29th, we have our 3rd annual Maine Partners in Emergency Preparedness Conference, and it's been very successful over the last couple of years. Business representatives, school administrators and teachers, and cross-sections of most of Maine society are invited to our conference, and it's free of charge.
And can just John Q. Citizen, Jane Q. Citizen come to your conference?
Absolutely. Typically, we target organizations that represent citizens, but individual citizens are more than welcome.
And where's that being held?
It'll be at the Augusta Civic Center.
Plenty of room for all.
Lots of room, and we'll have anywhere up to 6 to 8 individual breakout sessions going on simultaneously, with 1 or 2 plenary sessions in addition to that. And it'll cover a 2-day period, and there's a lot of material that's going to be covered, and we change the material from year to year.
And you also have an exhibit hall so that people can come in and pick up items of information, samples, and get more information on preparedness?
Yes, we do. In the main auditorium, we'll have several exhibitors there that can provide information beyond what we're offering in our sessions. And some of those exhibitors actually present sessions during the conference.
Okay, so that's the 28th and 29th of April. Put that on your calendar. All roads lead to Augusta, Maine. Go to the Civic Center and take advantage of that. And while we're talking about that, I also want to talk about this wonderful emergency planning. It's a kit, and it was put together by the Salvation Army in conjunction with MEMA. These are available through MEMA. These are also available through Spectrum Generations. You can go to one of our community centers, and also we'll make these available to our Meals on Wheels drivers, so that if you want this, it is specially designed for the information at your house. It has a magnet on the back. You can throw it up against the refrigerator. Preparedness is essential in advance of any kind of a disaster, and we thank you because we know that MEMA is there. And how can people reach your office?
We have a couple of different ways to reach our office. They can go on our website, either maine.gov/MEMA, or they can reach us through the maineprepares.com website with all the preparedness information we talked about today. We also have a couple of phone numbers that they can call. The first one is 1-800-452-8735 or 624-4400.
Dwayne Hubert, thank you very, very much. Lynette, thank you. Lynette Miller, the Director of Communications and Special Projects. We thank you both. Be prepared is good advice. Communicate is good advice. Contact MEMA, best advice at all. We'll be back in a moment.
Spectrum Generations. Live healthy. Live well. Get answers. Get connected. Spectrum Generations. Specializing in the art of aging.
There's no place like Hollywood. From the newest slots to blockbuster jackpots and all the excitement you can handle. This is where you're in the spotlight. You're the star. A place where the action never stops and the night is always young. Hollywood, the name says it all.
Thanks for coming back. You know, there are some names that when you hear them, you simply know it's a good thing. You trust it. You rely on it. And a name that you know and you've heard about for many years is Meals on Wheels. I've been asked to tell you a little bit about Meals on Wheels because it's one of the most important programs that we do at Spectrum Generations. As you know, Meals on Wheels are delivered to homebound and isolated seniors so that they have nutritious, healthy meals, even if they're not able to afford those meals or they're not able to prepare meals for themselves. We provide meals, about 200,000 a year, to more than 1,500 people living in 150 towns in central Maine. And there are Meals on Wheels programs across the state of Maine. What does one have to pay for a meal on wheel or a Meals on Wheels? Absolutely nothing other than what that person wants to give. But that doesn't mean that the meals are free. We supply those Meals on Wheels through our volunteer drivers that we depend upon. Our core of volunteers are essential to the work that we do. But the cost of preparing those meals, packaging them, and delivering them is significant. It costs almost $6 for every meal that we deliver. At 200,000 meals, that's $1.2 million right there. But what money we receive from state and federal sources to prepare those meals actually leaves a gap of $4 per meal. That's an $800,000 gap. So I was thinking that if you're looking for a nonprofit organization that you believe in, that you want to support, Meals on Wheels might be something you want to consider. On this program, we often talk about the good work that nonprofits do. Seldom do we mention that we're a nonprofit at Spectrum Generations, but it's probably the right thing to do. So if you want to support us, you can make a gift and send it to Spectrum Generations at 1 Weston Court in Augusta, Maine. You can put my name on it if you want to, and within a day or two, I'll get a note back to you. Whatever cause you believe in, support it. This is Maine. We're neighbors helping neighbors. For Mature Lifestyle, I'm Dott Freeman. See you next time.
Mature Lifestyle is made possible by Hollywood Slots of Bangor, where every player's a star, and by Knowlton Hewins Roberts Funeral Homes and Cremation Service. Our homes are warm and welcoming, and we take care of you and your family like we would our own. Call us anytime. We are here for you.